Hello, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. It does look like one of the cameras has been jolted out of place. We will fix that a little bit later. See the amazing tangle of cords that is involved in this process. Otherwise, we have Sky in the pillow and Sammy on my lap. The others are hiding from us, it would seem. Today, we're going to be continuing through our playthrough of games that I got in our last batch of creepy games that we never managed to get to. So we'll see if we can. We'll see how this goes. Prognostic is a. It sounds like solve puzzles kind of game, but in the haunted style mansion, and what you're doing is kind of psychic ghost busting stuff. Make sure one more press here. Okay, so we're going to hop right in. We'll see the sound settings in this are still a little high. We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Let me know if I need to adjust the volume further. Okay. Fresh start. I've only really messed with the settings. All the stories mentioned in the game are fictional. Any resemblance to the biography is coincidental. Oh, hey, they used Unreal Engine.
I have heard how my parents died. My brother and I were sitting in a locked bedroom and could only listen. We heard the knife stabs until their screams stopped. The police decided that
we're off to a happy start.
Were accidentally killed during the robbery.
Happy times.
I never believed it. In our neighborhood, no one had any money, especially immigrants like us. After a month in the orphanage, we were picked up by the only remaining relative in the States, a woman named Randolph, a medium, our grandmother. Our mom never talked about her, and hid away her letters without opening them. I think that Mrs. Randolph thought that she cared about us. She taught us. I still remember
a very interesting childhood our MC has had so far.
What happened to our parents? But later. It was always later. When will we be ready? My brother was the first one to escape. He joined the police force. I left her after. I, like my mother before, did not respond to her letters. They were just another promise to reveal some secret if I came back. When they stopped, I sighed with relief, finally. A local lawyer visited us shortly after. Grandmother was killed, stabbed with a knife. They suspect a robbery. The voices of my parents came back, and they are not.
I wonder who was taking pictures of a knife-wielding person to go along with this narration.
Comes for our people, for my friends.
Seems like one of those things that normally doesn't make it into the photo album.
Wrong. She tried to tell us, and I'm starting to believe her. She solved crimes. She helped the police to find the perpetrators. I have to take her place.
Next on Grandma PI. And given the nature of the game, Psychic Grandma PI. Prologue. See, we can move. Let's see. Okay, we have a double circle. We have a series of triangles inside. Around the edges, we have Norse-style runes. Don't know about the inscription on top of the deer skull. Hey there, Tyler. Welcome, welcome. Candle, we have document. We're playing a creepy game. Brother is a police officer who needs your help. Every day he will send you a new crime case. Your goal is to solve it. You can use divination rituals to uncover new clues. Once you find the culprit, fill out the report and send it to your brother. Solve the case to convince your brother to accept your help. Doing well, Tyler. Doing well. Still trying to adapt to this new schedule. Not there yet, but as with today, we're making progress. Okay. Well, look at the eyes on this one. Silvery gray eyes. They kind of stand out. Why did you come back? We've been watching this old woman go crazy through all our through all our childhood, and now you want to take her place. What are you doing? Only the tall view early in the day. Our coding streams have the triple view, but only the tall view during the day. I have bandwidth limitations. And more people swing through this one. Well, fine. Do you want me to help you? Then let's conduct a small test. Make an invocation to the souls of the dead and tell me, oh great seer, which of the neighborhood kids broke my window? I'll send you a description of them, just like the ones the old woman worked with. Well, regardless of the number of people, I hope everybody finds it entertaining. If you find out who did it, then we'll talk. One of them committed this terrible crime a couple of years ago on December 14th at 1 o'clock in 1902. That's the time period. A lot of the pictures that we've been seeing have been that, that black and white, not sepia era, but I live on the first floor in an apartment on 2 Meadow Street. Don't even think about deceiving me. I know who did it. I just want to test you out. Submit the dossier. Send a clue about his location. About his location at the 14th of December at 1 o'clock during the quote unquote crime. Hey there, copper. Welcome. Diligent boy, but he fell in with bad company. Lives in a workhouse nearby. A very quiet and sullen young man. We're playing a creepy game called Prognostic. It is a part of my oversized backlog of creepy games from last year. You got a question? Just fire away. Son of a single mother, he doesn't go to school, and during the day he works as a janitor in a bar. I appreciate his desire to help his mother, but this is not the place where a child should grow up. Um, I like particular types of scary movies. Slasher flicks, your gore porn style movies. Not terribly interesting unless they're comedic. I think there's one like Tucker and Dave versus Evil, or something like that. Is the kind of funny that I'm talking about while still being effectively a slasher flick. Um, Happy Death Day, those kind of things are funny. Otherwise, I like sinister and creepy versus overt monster. So if Cloverfield didn't have that horrible shaky cam of the era, or if let's see, the recent The Color Out of Space, those are the kind of scary movies I like. Uh, do I play any instruments? Um, Not really. No, I don't have a lot of musical sense. I've been told I can hit notes, but otherwise, no, I don't know. Never really tried. A piano can be interesting. son of the owner of hairdressing salon, a very quarrelsome kid. I like how we have color Polaroids for these kids. Uh, we are like, what era are we talking about? Because the guy said his window was broken in 1902, and these color Polaroids would have been like what, 70s? Um, it's unclear about time period. Now, additionally, the kids are they're describing periods where child labor was very clear, like clearly assumed, with like this kid um, working as a janitor in a bar, no less. Let's see which one. Yeah, workhouse nearby. Not happy times. Very active boy, constantly running around somewhere and doing something. He has a great future ahead of him if he manages not to get into trouble before that. Okay. The next room and find the ritual candle. Wow. It's always a good sign when you have one are indeterminate wall bugs, but every house needs a haphazardly nailed shut door. It's the kind of door that says cozy and welcoming. Okay. Well, we have the same magic circle here. Got incense. We got rocks. Got a cow skull. Whisper of the candle. Path to the unknown. Instructions on how to establish and maintain contact with otherworldly allies. They will help you to answer your questions. The candle is necessary for each ritual. Any fortune telling is questions and the answers can be obtained only when there is one who can give you an answer. You cannot imagine what exactly had to be done to prepare this ritual. All you have to do is light a candle. Let's see. Candle is the conductor. Provides contact with the spirit world. Rituals only work while the candle is burning. As soon as the contact is established, the light of all the candles will change to blue. Explains the blue candle in the opening scene. As soon as the candle goes out, connection will be interrupted and rituals will become impossible. At this moment, all candles will change their light from blue to yellow. You can find spare candles next to the candlestick. Remove the extinguished one and light a new one. I mean, I see incense. Do they mean incense? Oh, we can zoom too. Ooh. That cat is Sky. He is very fluffy. He's kind of medium to long hair. Oh yeah, they meant incense. Doors of all ritual rooms are marked with clues. Find a room with a wall map. It has a symbol of a compass. That is indeed a squishmallow. They kind of like it. Use a dowsing rod. 14th of December at 1 p.m. 1902. This is the most awful way to cycle. Why do you have the full 10 digits on the month? Oh. Well, this will help. It helps if you do it right. And this is 2nd Meadow Street. Well, okay. Kid was down here, so it's not that one. Okay, not that one. Most likely Harrison Hawkins. Elsewhere. Just making sure. Okay, Harrison Hawkins. Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Sorry there, Sans. I didn't see you join. The first one not so good. Second and third ones are decent puns. Well, here we gotta turn the sound up at least a little bit so you guys can get the experience here. Get the house settling kind of sounds. Okay. Candles are flickering out. Yes, horror game. Seems as much spooky. Those are dowsing rods. They're meant to point to something. They're a, psychic ritual kind of doodad. Our methods are working. Who would have thought? Well, okay, if you're so anxious to find out what's wrong with our town, let's work on it together. These are letters from our brother who is a police officer. So quick synopsis of the beginning of the story. The main characters, the main character and his brother were both children of a couple that was murdered. They were, went into various care, but ended up being taken in by their grandmother, who was seems like kind of an outcast in the family. She was a medium that worked with the police. divination rituals and whatnot. And then she dies of stabbing too. And now the after being contacted by the lawyer, the main character goes to the house and wants to use the grandmother's investigative tools to find out what's going on with the town. Why all the stabbing? Seems like a problem. There was our tutorial chapter. I was allowed to take part in the preparations for a major court hearing. The initial setting was very old. Yeah, it's 1904. The fact that they put Polaroids on the dossiers is kind of fun. And hey there, we're playing a horror game. We've got a big backlog of kind of creepy games to riffle through. I don't know if we're going to get to all of them, but gives us stuff to try. Let's see. The outskirts of town at 18 Barnhill Street lies the Fulton Farm, home for a closed and deeply religious family. As it turns out, they were too religious. Earlier this year, one of them murdered their youngest relative in their own home as a sacrifice. I don't even know who was in the house. Try using dowsing to find the murderer. Gotta get the killer's dossier, send his or her distinctive features by using a dowsing ritual on the victim. Send where the killer was during the murder. The time of death is marked in the victim's dossier. I suppose this green one is the victim. Okay. Okay. Green means victim. I don't know much about Luke. I saw him a couple of times in the church, a calm and cheerful boy. It's a pity that everything turned out this way. So, January 1st. Oh, no. January, the first month for expediency. January 8th, 1904, 11 o'clock. His father, awkward and absent-minded, every part of his life is dictated by his parents. Always felt sorry for him, but even compassion has its limits. Oh, well. It's got that sculpted celebrity kind of look, that traditional pretty, but also them's angry eyes. Perhaps they're telegraphing the killer. One of those people who can answer any question with a quote from scripture. Our senior detective thinks that she is very sorry about what happened, but it seems to me that she is disappointed not in their act, but in something else. She is convinced that she is part of the world's first family of saints. How she came to this conclusion is not very clear. I'm guessing these are the parents of Nathan. Put it this way, Tyler, you are seeing my face. The patriarch of the family, he is the first who told us about the ceremony. He compared himself to Abraham. He said that they gave their greatest treasure to God. I noticed that he often averted his eyes during the interrogation. It looks like he's hiding something. Okay. Set the volume up a little bit more. Hey there, Tricky. Makes sense. Oh, that might be a little too high for the sound effects. About there. Okay. We have to find the room with the dowsing mark. So it's possible that the building changes each time we start this. That's the compass sign. Is this the dowsing sign? Victim's dossier on the stand. Walk around the house. The cross rods will indicate the direction towards the object. Find out which object the rods intersect. Memorize the object and return to this book. If they start to rotate, the ritual candle was extinguished. Light it back up. At the meaning of the item and mark the killer's feature on the nearby list. Dossier. Interesting droning going on here. A clock at 10:02. This game is called Prognostic. It is a kind of creepy investigation game. Oh, there it is. Clocks. Murder is 30 years or older. Indicates one of the mirrors has opened. Dowsing rods will point the way to that mirror. Close it as soon as possible to get rid of the intruder. Okay. Candle is flickering. We're going to have to relight that. We put that ritual candle, huh? Oh, here we go. Okay, the clock is one thing. I don't like that at all. We need something else. Oh, wait. Killer is greater than 30. That gives us a definitive clue. Yeah, it's not Luke. It's not Alicia. It's either Annabelle or Conrad. So we need to narrow it down with at least one more thing. The house noises. We are playing a game called Prognostic. I am getting lost in this house already. We're trying to solve murders with, spiritualism. Okay, the only thing we've got is that clock. Hello, shipment. There's our dowsing room. Let's go light that candle again. There's something this way. That's the clock again, isn't it? Only the clock. I mean, there's got to be something else. Because the 30 years old only narrows it down to 2 people. Does it want me to fill out part of the report? This is the first part where we've been left to our own devices, effectively. A toy would be useful. Oh my god. Ah. Oh, that's what we're looking for. January 8th at 11. $1904. Yeah, let's put Annabelle there. Annabelle was there when he died. The parents and the grandmother were where the death happened. Okay, we should be able to narrow it down now. Okay. I think it's Annabelle because the murderer is 30 years old, at least 30, and Annabelle was there. But something terrible today. The achievement was New Abraham, punish the one who heard the voice from beyond. I just heard of a woman blaming her husband for not being able to kill his own grandson. Annabelle had to do it herself to appease the voice of God. This case gave me an idea about the death of our grandmother. The strikes of different people should be different, right? I studied the autopsy results of our grandma and found a couple of oddities. Each stab was weaker than the previous one. In the course of the struggle, such a clear pattern is impossible. The direction of the blows also doesn't match up. They are too similar and weird. Knife strikes were aimed at the chest area, and the blade was directed not upwards or downwards, but almost perpendicular to the body. Maybe she was killed in her sleep and the whole robbery was staged. If so, then someone was trying to disguise premeditated murder. Who wished her death? I will try to find the last people she spoke to. Day 2. Tough lesson. Are you sure everything is all right? I know that at night you are busy helping me, and during the day you try to open new rooms in the house, but there's a limit to everything. Maybe your hallucinations with mirrors are just a reaction to a lack of sleep. Do me a favor and go to rest as soon as you finish this case. A local school teacher died of a heart attack right in the middle of the church. This case would not interest us if the headmistress of the same school had not died of a heart attack at the exact same hour. Hmm. Perhaps the Death Note? It's the latest season of a series that we thought had concluded, in which, the Death Note is able to travel back in time with its wielder, and the timeline has changed as a result. You want to know about another coincidence? The headmistress corresponded with our old woman for the last several years. Autopsy has shown that they were poisoned an hour before their death. Find out who did it. Find out where they were during the poisoning. It happened an hour before the murder. The perpetrator and the victims had to be in the same place. Need 2 features by using dowsing on 2 victims. Okay. Incense. Need incense. Oh, we need to go to our dowsing room first. Where is it this time? That's always in the same place. We just get more of the house to mess with, I suppose. That horrible droning sound. Seems like it's the toy, don't you think? Yeah, it seems like it's the toy. I guess it's the toy. Okay, the three are the candle room. Really do without those noises. Okay, where was the victim an hour before the death? So this is a game called Prognostic. We are using things like dowsing and what have you to solve murders. It's supposed to be pretty creepy. There's at least been one jump scare moment and one mechanic that seems to imply you've got to get to something and like you have to cover a mirror before a monster pops out or something. January 28th, 1904, 12. Oh. You. He was on 7th there. Lawrence was same place. The whispers seem to imply that that's the bad thing about to happen. Terrence was in the same place, or Tristan was in the same place. Diane was not. Dang. 1 second here. We got a got a cat in the way of the camera. Speaking of, have any other cats visible? Doesn't look like it. Good opportunity for a short break, and then we will return. Settling back in. Restarting just shortly. Okay. Let's see if we have a cat that has become visible. Sherbet found something. Okay, you could see Sherbet having a good time there for a moment. Couldn't tell what he had, what he was going for. Might have just been some fluff. And we have camera 1 closer to where it should be, but I'll have to fix that as we go. You can see Sammy in the play area there. She is the black and white cat at the top of the camera with the black cushion in it. Sky has entered the desk side camera. Hello. Hello. Yeah. The microphone filters out the cat sounds, but it could be. I've also seen them go after, like, little bits of cobweb, you know? Sky wants attention, so he gets head scratches. Chin scratches in this case. He's the fluffy one with the the white stripe down his back there that's on camera. He needs less attention than some of the others. But when he does need attention, he has to get it, otherwise he'll cause problems. Like, at the moment where he's sitting is right near my mouse. If I do not keep scratching his chin, he'll start grabbing at the mouse. I've been doing things like playing Helldivers, and I need to look away from my team while that's happening so I don't shoot them in the back because Sky grabbed the trigger. When he's like this, though, he likes just his chin kind of scratched. Sort of like pinchy scratching. Sky is also you've probably seen like meme cats, like, you know, a internet meme, not mean, uh, that will do things like shove stuff off shelves. I've seen a video like that where they just keep setting things by the cat and the cat keeps smacking them off the table in front of them. Sky is like that if you ignore him too much. Now, see, two of them, like Sammy is one of them. Ember has just entered camera as well. Neither of them like chin scratches. Sherbet will occasionally do that. Mason as well. Mason only likes back and belly scratches. Everything else seems to disturb him a little bit. No ears, no chin, no jaw, no top of the head. Only back and belly. Sammy passing through camera here. You can see Ember's ears fold back a little bit. Hello and welcome. We're pausing a moment from the game because I have to scratch the chin of the cat with the white stripe down its back, or else he'll cause problems for me. Blade ball. What is that? Let's see, Sammy passing back through the play area. She's in the upper right corner of that camera. She just passed out of it while I said that. Which might mean she's either going to climb the tree or she'll go into the bedroom. Ah, okay. Oh, there she is. That's normally Sky's spot. But since he's over here, Sammy is taking it over a little bit. She's making a lot of noise. I Normally Sammy only makes much noise when she wants to get pet. What is she up to? Okay, she just went through the curtain, I suspect. Said, we will be getting back to the game. Interesting. So kind of like a competitive version of the classic wizard boss fights in Zelda games. You've got to reflect the energy ball back at them with your sword or a bug net. Hey, buddy. Boy, he is soaking the attention right now. It is a relatively chat friendly stream, folks. So if you do have questions or anything, feel free to ask them. There will be interruption by cat on a regular basis. So let's see. The ones you can see right now, of course, Sky, get white stripe down the back. He is the one getting chin scratches. Almost universally on threat of mischief. And then the one loafed up on a heating pad is Ember. She is her coloration is diluted. Like that's the name of it, not the coloration. Like the colors are diluted. Uh so it's kind of like a inverse calico, sort of. She has white on her belly and paws. She has gray and black stripes down her back, and she has splotches of like pale orange to tan. She is a little sweetheart, but she is very touchy about the other cats getting too close. The one that has approached the Squishmallow is Mason. He is a sibling. I think he's a step sibling of Sherbet. He is simultaneously really comfortable and brave, but also very skittish. Loud noises and sudden movements will have him hiding, but if everything's kind of calm, he'll trot around real confident. Okay, that's enough, buddy. That's enough. Says no, it isn't. Getting a glare from Sky there. All right, all right, all right. We have to relight the candle. Back to our dowsing room. Okay, this was the green. So Killer's eyes are green, I think. I think we found out where Spencer was. No, we haven't yet. Where was Spencer? Okay, Spencer was also at the location. Ugh. Thought that was the sound of chittering from the mirror, you know? Where was Molly? Molly was also where she could have done the killing. Okay, we need to get back to our dowsing room. Eye color. Toy is eye color. Okay, so let's look at them. Aaron and Florence were both on 7 Nauer Road. So that leaves Tristan, Spencer, and Molly. Tristan could be it. Okay, so it's Tristan and Molly we've narrowed down. We need another feature of Tristan or Molly. Hair color or age would be useful. It's got to be hair color, I think. So an item of clothing. Ugh. I don't know what happens if you leave those mirrors open too long, but... Okay, there's eye color. I'm still not familiar with the layout enough to know things like where's the incense room without having to search. A dowsing room is near the chessboard. Incense room has there we go. 3 sticks is incense room. Oof. Them sounds. You need 2 features. Hey there, welcome. once again, we're getting the color. About Florence. Same thing. Get eye color. Yep. We are looking for some other clue. I think it has to be like an article of clothing, but... The whispering is something trying to come through the mirrors, I think. Eh. Gotta be... So, again, Tristan, Spencer, and Molly were at the location. Killer's eyes are green, so it can't be Spencer. But it can be, so it's Molly or Tristan. But we need one more feature of them to line up. Clothes, tattoo, date of birth. Well, bookmark. Bed and clock wouldn't help us. I don't see a distinguishing mark on her or him that would indicate a tattoo or anything similar. Candle is going out. We must now clumsily find the candle room once more. Housing room. Candle room. Yeah. Incense room. Definitely points towards... finding anything else. They're doing pretty good with the creepy atmosphere, I can tell you that. Oh. Well, we found out what happens if you wait too long. Okay, looks like we have to start the day over, which is kind of an irritation, but... yeah, I guess we gotta go to the dowsing room first to activate it. "12 on 28th. I wonder if it still lines up with the same people. Overall mechanic of having to run and close the mirror is not super cool. What if we put... Okay, eyes are green. Our dowsing room. Okay, now we have to go back to the base room and switch the other victim's portrait in. If I can find the base room... There we go. There we go. I walked right by it. Hey, it's either brown clothes or something behind that. Alright, I think brown hair. Eventually, I will totally learn the layout of this place so that I don't spend the vast majority of the time completely lost. Okay, we should be able to solve it now. Quit it. Okay, I think it's Tristan because Tristan was here. Killer has green eyes and brown hair. Bring the teacher killer to justice. Well, hey there. Welcome. We're solving crimes with, psychic powers and trying to avoid being nabbed by creepy mirror monsters. It's largely a spinning plates game. We have to keep a candle lit. We have to find things with dowsing rods. And when one of the mirrors activates, we have to find it and cover it ASAP. Mr. Kinnick told the investigator about how the school treated his son. The teachers did their best to make him quit the school. This Irish boy should know his place and other nonsense you'll hear in old families. It all ended with the teacher persuading other children to beat him up. It worked too well, and now his boy will not be able to walk. Mr. Kinnick said that his son's future was taken away from him, and he couldn't bear it. I won't say that I condone his decision, but I understand him. The connection with our old woman turned out to be a dead end. It turns out that she was only in active correspondence, not only with the headmistress, but with several professors throughout the country. They discussed some scientific issues. I will study her letters and report the result later. Working disagreements. An old policeman asked us for help. He used to work with our grandma, but stopped after the police cut all ties with her. If we help him, he will tell us why. This interested me, so I decided to agree. The case itself is solved. Mr. Bones, a sailor dismissed from the Navy, quarreled with his new employer over money and killed him during a scuffle. He threw the body into the basement of some abandoned house. Bones' confession is already on my desk. The problem is that the murder took place at night and Bones was drunk. Bones was drank. So he has absolutely no memory of which cellar the body lies. The relatives of the murdered man asked us to find the body for a burial, determine the hour of death, and find where the victim and Mr. Bones were at the time of the murder. If you succeed, this cop will tell us something new about our old woman. The location of the victim at the hour of death and of the suspect. It was 1904. Oof. I wonder if we see that something has come through the mirror, can we cut out if we ran to the incense and snuffed it? Would that banish the thing? Because that says all connections are broken when you do that. Okay, we don't even know when he died. Let's see. Former sailor. Bones met Mr. Sharp while serving in the Navy. According to the neighbor's testimony, Mr. Bones came to work on January 2nd drunk. Mr. Sharp took him out of the store and went somewhere else. During the interrogation, Mr. Bones admitted that he attacked Mr. Sharp and hid his body in the basement of a nearby house. He couldn't remember exactly where it happened. Okay, so we know it's January 2nd and came home from work, so that might give us an idea of where he was. So January 2nd, probably 1904 based on what we've got. Most of these things seem to have happened 1904. Wheel of Thanatos. It is located on the first floor. Okay, well, we got a new doodad then. Yeah, this room is unblocked. Okay, how we do? Sure, the candle is lit. Put the victim's dossier on the stand. Determine the zodiac sign of the victim by using the table on the next page. Black arrow on the zodiac sign. July 7th. Cancer. Then identify the key letter of the first name. Depends on the element described on the next page. Should be water, which is the last letter of the name. Red arrow, the last letter of the name. So a P. Oh, welcome back, cats. Identify the key letter of the name. Depends. Open the Chaldean table on the next page. Determine the key number, the key letter of the name. Okay, so it's P. Means it's 8. Oh, turn that to 8. Uh-oh. It's no worries at all, cats. If you're busy, you're busy. Okay. So water sign, so it's the last letter of the name. And that gives us the number 8. Red arrow points to the key number. So oh, no. So the name is first name, so it's N. Which means it is a 5. And then the key number of the surname. The surname has identical letters, then the key letter of the surname is the last one. If not, it's the first one. It does not, so it's S. It's 3. Right. Oh, we gotta... I have not played Exit 8. It is on my list of things that maybe I will play. Okay. It is January 2nd, 12... 0? Okay, so it's got to be midnight that it happened. Yeah. So January 2nd at midnight. So now we need to go to the dowsing room. Oh, uh-oh. There is the candle room. Oh, nope. She was still there. This is a game called Prognostic. Oof. Okay, snuffing out the candle doesn't work. Once she's there, it kills you. Okay, but now we know how this mechanic works. We can move a little faster. Victim's picture here. So it should still be the same. Black arrow to their sign. Answer, and then it is N, which is 5. And then it's the first one, which is A, which is last letter of the name. That's, oh no, that's N, which is 5. So we can put it to 5. And then it would be S. So 3. right, isn't it? Yep, yep. July 11th. Yep. Red arrow to the key number of the first name, which is last letter of the first name, which is N, which is a 5. So red 5. And then, let's January 2nd. Thanatos room. Dowsing room. Over the mirror. January 2nd. There was Colin. Was our victim. 6 Meadow Street. All right, thanks for swinging through, cats. Navigating this place is the most obnoxious part about this game. Here. Is dead at this time. At this location. It's not the time of death. Kind of frustrating. Okay, quick break, and then we're going to try that again. Getting settled back in. Just a moment. And we're back. Okay. So we know we can get the location of death once we've got the time of death. Okay, candle is lit. Zodiac sign by using the table on the next page. He was born July 11th. So July 11th should be a Cancer. Black arrow to the zodiac sign. So, then key letter of the first name. And Cancer is a water sign. So it is the last letter of the first name, which is N, which should mean a 5. So we rotate the red arrow to 5. Then surname, water sign, is if it has identical letters, then it is the last one. Otherwise, it's the first one. Sharp does not have duplicate letters. So it should be S, which would be 3. There. Then if it's the moon sign, which it is, we're going to add 12 to the hour on the wheel. So the hour is 12, which means we add 12 to it. Okay. We have to enter 24, not 0. It is the second day of the first month. We go to our candle room. We are going to refresh our candle. Candle room is best found. It is left of the cellar, like past the cellar with it on your right. This room, so at 24, where was Mr. Sharp? Location of the victim and the location of the suspect at the hour of death. There we go. Slight error in how it worked. But, we got it. We checked the place you indicated and found the body, so our new friend agreed to tell us about his work with our grandma. Previously, she was often approached by local officers, and she helped them without any charge. It all ended because of the last case. She's found for them one particularly brutal gang, but they were released because of the personal order of Judge Brooks. The next day, all 12 criminals shot themselves. Well, that was clearly just a coincidence. They say that the last of them was muttering something before his death. It was something about the voice of God calling them from beyond. The police didn't work with our old woman after that. Well then, sins of the past. The whole city knows about this case. In 1882, smugglers on a run from the Rangers hid in a house on the outskirts of the town at 1 Southway Road and killed a local shepherd and his friend and his family. The case was closed many years ago. Now part of that gang has decided to move back to our town. I've already found them, and I know that almost all members of the gang were involved in that case. I don't need your help to find the guilty. On the opposite, send me the names of those who were not in that house in 1882 and the day of the murder. They will go to jail. The rest of them will meet the gallows. Gang members who did not participate in the murder. They were not at the crime scene at the hour of murder during the massacre. So we need to find out when the victim died first. Go to the Thanatos room. Straight across from the Thanatos room's narrow hallway. That way is the candle room. Okay, first we need the sign, which is May 29th. Which would then be a Gemini, which is an air sign. It's the 2. Then it's an air sign, the third letter of the first name, or the first if the name has less than 3 letters. It's a C, and a C is 3. Then there are more than 5 letters in the name. The key letter is the 5th one. If not, it's the last one. More than 5, so it's I. I is 1. So we have the 11th, 11:20 at 4 at 16. It is 1882. Okay. So this should lead us back to our candle room if we go that way. Okay. Fresh candle. Right out of the candle room. Left out of the candle room, straight across. Left again, map room. Oh. Okay, it was 11/20/1882. And it was at 16. Okay, so it is 1 Southway. Jackson was not present. Okay. Jackson and Julio. Thanatos room. Right across gets us to our candle room. Candle room. Room. Compass room. Housing room. Where is the base room? Running in circles. Maybe. There we go. It was... Okay, so it's not Zachary. Well, because Zachary's dead. It's not Edward, Jamie, or Dexter. Jackson and Julio. Well done. We will visit them tonight. Still, it's strange that they came back here after so many years to take the risk of being executed. They are not the only ones, though. We've already arrested several wanted criminals who suddenly just showed up in our town. The new judge is tired of signing death sentences. It seems to me that we begin to attract all kinds of madmen. Interesting so far. I mean, like, the concept is interesting. I don't know about the gameplay. The party killer. I couldn't understand all of these terms and formulas from her letters, so I asked a local professor for help. It turns out that in his youth he studied with our old woman at the university. She had a science degree, who would have thought? Unfortunately, this gentleman's family suffered a tragedy. His granddaughter was killed. She and her fellow students threw a 3-day party at 6 Barnhill Street. And after walking away from the hangover, they found her already cold body. Confusing phrasing. The murder took place in October of 1904, but we don't know the exact day. I saw how our grandmother was able to establish a connection between the killer and the victim using tarot cards. If you repeat this ritual and find the killer, the professor will help us with letters. So we have to figure out who the killer was, mark and send where he was at the hour of the murder, send the results of the victim's tarot reading. So we need to find out when the subject died. We have a second floor now. When did victim die? Okay, September 24th. It should be a Libra. It's all the way over here. Then if it's a Libra, it's a air sign. Third letter. So that's a B. 2. And then there are not more than 5. It's the last letter, so N. So flew to 5. Which is the 5th of October at 2. So that's at 14 because of the moon sign. And it was not 1887, 1904. Okay, we're still good. To our map room. Where was she on? 10/5/14. Dead at unknown time. I don't know what that means. Maybe that was we got close to losing. Sure that the ritual candle is lit. Victim dossier. Shuffle the deck until its images shine with light. Stop at the death card. Shuffle and start from the beginning. Keep opening cards until you draw justice. And one final card after that. Justice. Okay, next card. Power. Murder is part of the family. Accomplice. There we go. Oh, it's numbered. Okay, if they're part of their family. So it's one of these three. So it's, I'm sorry, it's Selena or Jacob. Fresh our candle. Some rods. Free room. Uh-oh. I mean, I thought I moved as fast as possible up there. Okay, she is Libra. Okay. Yep, okay. Then third letter, B, 2. Then 5, otherwise last one, which is an N, 5. N, 5, 14. Fresh our incense. Thanatos room. Priestess. Star. Justice. This one should be Tower. Says it is 16. No, 16. Sure, incense. Dowsing room. Welcome back, Tyler. Okay. Where was she at October 5th, 1904 at 14? We are we have been a couple of cases in, and we have a bunch of new mechanics that we're having to deal with. Okay, and where was Selena? And where was Jacob? So it was Selena. Okay, it was Selena. Where were they at the hour of the murder? In the tarot reading. There we go. I can't say I'm fond of one of the core mechanics, and that's that you have to, if the dowsing rods go red, you have to run and find a mirror and close it. It's a timer, and if you miss the timer, the monster shows up and wipes you out, and you have to start that day over. That's kind of tedious, but we eventually get it. But the problem is it's usually you know what the results are, so you move quick. Hey there, demons. We're doing well. We're doing well. Like I like the spooky stuff happening and distracting you, but I'd prefer if the mechanics were more the focus as opposed to the spinning plate. Okay. Put a little pressure on her during the interrogation, and she began to sing. I thought that she did it out of jealousy, but there was something else. Only during the interrogation she mentioned where she heard about the betrayal of her groom and her sister in a dream. This professor lost his second granddaughter. I personally came to arrest her, and yet he kept his word. During her university years, our grandma came up with an insane theory of what she called consciousness transmission. This is the assumption that thoughts and feelings live in some kind of invisible field that can affect people. Judging by her last letters, in recent years she has come to the conclusion that even the thoughts of deceased people can emit these residual waves. If I didn't know that your fortune telling works, I would consider these records to be absolute nonsense. Maybe the professor's granddaughter heard something from beyond. All right, what's today's extra gimmick? Street justice. This time I sent you an example of a crime that no one wants to solve. One couple terrorized residents of a small neighborhood. They carried out armed robberies and intimidated witnesses after. The locals couldn't do anything about it because the girl's father is, let's say, is quite an influential person. It all ended badly. The couple was killed, immediately at the end of 1903 near the house at 7 Glower Street. Lucas in 1904 in a local shop at 4 Glower Street. Experts say they were shot from the same revolver. The locals refused to testify. Maybe they deserved it, but if we don't arrest the culprit, their friends will come to the neighborhood and we'll have a lot more victims on our hands. So we need to find the killer, where the killer was at the hour of the first murder and the second murder, send the results of the victim's tarot reading. So we need to get the tarot reading, which means second floor, and we need to get the time of death of both murders. So there's 2 moments on the Thanatos wheel, 2 in the map room, and 1 at the tarot room. 2 in the tarot room. Okay, victim 1. They are August 13th, 1887. That'd be Leo. Which is a little wiggly. Then that is a fire sign, so first letter of her first name, which is an A, which is a 1. Then if there are matching letters, first, if not last. No matching letters, so first. No, last. R. So that's a 2. So that would be January 28th at 13. That's Amelia, who was dead in 1903. Then we need Lucas. It's October 5th. So Libra. And if it's a Libra, it's an air sign, which means third letter of the name or first. So that's a C. Makes it a 3. Then there are more than 5. So it's the 5th. Which is an E, which is a 5. Okay, so that's 1904. Uh-oh. Oh, we're hosed. Ooh, that was really close. I don't like that it's difficult to get the second floor indicator. Okay, so it is 9, 6, 10. Moon, so add 12. 9, 6. Yeah. 8 at night. No, wait, 20. Okay, now we need our candles. Second floor. Victim's tarot readings as well. Justice, next card. Judgment. Justice. Oh, no. No. It is a horror game, Rebillio. And we are hosed. We're gonna have to start this day over. Oh, okay. No, we can... Okay. Hey there, Sapphire. The cards are glitched. Yeah, I can't reset them. Because I need to be able to lift the card here. Yeah, we have found a glitch here. I wanted to see if we could get away with that. Well, I really don't want to do this again. We had to jump through so many hoops to get to here. Oh, well. Well, Sorry to cut it short, folks, but this is clearly a little buggier than I was hoping for, and the core theme of the game, uh, or at least one of the core mechanics, is running to find the mirror and then hiding from the thing if you don't catch it in time, which I do not find interesting. I don't like that sort of chase mechanic. If there's going to be like a monster or something like that, it either needs to be a, fight them off mechanic, or it needs to be a set piece chase. I don't want to constantly have to deal with, something jumps out and it'll kill you if you don't keep flipping the switches. It's the reason that I don't like games like Five Nights at Freddy's. The mechanic isn't terribly interesting to me. So we'll end this a little early today. I did want to get to play this one because of the promise of it. It did not list itself as survival horror, but it does have some of that. And I would request that you don't spam nonsense, Patricia. There's generally not enough conversation to allow that to be anything other than a chat flood. If more of the folks get in with it and make it more than just you saying banana over and over again, then it's less spammy. Nothing dire, but please keep it to a couple of lines unless it becomes a conversation point. But yeah, we are going to wrap up here. We will be picking up with our coding stream at the normal time at 4 p.m. So we'll go from there, and we'll try to find another game from our backlog to play in subsequent days. So I hope you had fun. I hope you had a fun time watching today, and if you haven't already and would like to see more, remember to like, follow, subscribe, that sort of thing, so that you can find my streams easier in the future. So again, we'll be back a little later today. Have fun until then.